Yo, let's talk about the tables that hold up my heat presses.
Big safe.
Fat Man Scoop, Brooklyn Clan. What's up, y'all? This is Fat Man Scoop. And right now, you watching the Sensei, the number one, the king, my dude, Big Brando. He taught me, personally, me, Fat Man Scoop. All you gotta do is keep your mouth closed and your ears open. Listen to the man talk. That's knowledge personified right there, and I wouldn't trust nobody else but my dude, Big Brando. And I said it. Fat Man Scoop, Big Brando! Let's go!
What's happening, everybody? Boy, Big Brando, and today let's talk about the work tables or workbenches that I use for my heat presses. Now, recently I've been posting a lot of videos on Instagram and TikTok of just the workflow. Pressing up t-shirts, shipping out orders, all that good stuff. The number one comment that I'm getting, and you can see it for yourself, is what kind of tables are those? Where'd you get those tables? Where could I find those tables? And I've made a video about this in the past, but I guess I could do it again. So the tables that I use are considered workbenches, and you can find them at Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, Sam's Club. They all got this same exact table. It is 6 feet long, 2 feet deep, and it's adjustable in height. Try to put in a little clip right here of just what the tables look like if you don't know what I'm talking about. They weigh roughly like 120, 130 pounds or something like that. Pretty heavy duty. They have a wood top with steel legs, and they're pretty robust. Now, as you can see in that little video, they fit a size 15 by 15 heat press, 16 by 20 heat press, and a hat press. There's no sag in the table, very much sturdy, and that's what I use it for. I also have these same tables for a workspace, so I could fold up t-shirts, pack up orders, weed up vinyl, cut out transfers, all that good stuff. I also have one in front of my embroidery machine. It's always good to just have a good, clean work area. So to answer everybody's questions, where can you find them? Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, Sam's Club. They don't pay me to say that. I don't get no money from them. That's where you can find them. The issue I think a lot of people are having is you're looking for a specific table for a heat press. A lot of people are just Googling heat press table to hold my heat press. And what's coming up is like heat press stands and those like rolling carts and the ones that kind of look like toolboxes on wheels. Those work perfectly fine also. If you searched up heat press table, you're not gonna find this style of a table. This is a workbench made for the garage. You guys gotta be able to think outside the box, or you guys gotta at least understand that everything isn't so direct. Everything isn't made for the heat press and made for the vinyl cutter. You gotta be able to go outside and look at stuff and say, hey, look, I could use that for my business. That looks like that'll benefit me and my business. Even though it's not made for that intended use, you make it work for yourself. Like I said, these are workbenches made for the garage. This is made for guys to be drilling on and hammering on and cutting on and doing all kind of crazy stuff in a garage setting. So to me, that's a pretty sturdy table to put my heat press on. The other thing is I like the table to be adjustable, so that way I could get the right height so I'm not bending over too low, because a lot of you guys are pressing on those plastic tables and you're bending over too low when you're laying your t-shirts down. I like it to be raised up a little bit off that. Same exact thing goes for if I'm cutting transfers or folding t-shirts. I like the table to be a little bit higher also. So that's why I went with adjustable tables. Do you have to do that? No. Do you got to use these same exact tables? No. You have to find what works for you. Maybe a 6 foot by 2 foot table doesn't even fit in your workspace, so you got to find something smaller. I highly advise you guys to just cruise around Costco or Sam's Club and look at stuff. Look at the tables they offer. Look at the garage storage they offer, because a lot of those things can be used in your workspace to store t-shirts, to work on, to put your heat press on, to store vinyl. All of these things have different multi-uses. But when you guys are searching for stuff, what you're searching for is something very specific. You guys are like Googling for vinyl storage. And when you look that up, you're gonna see a bunch of stuff for 12-inch vinyl records. Not necessarily rolls of vinyl. You're gonna see a lot of stuff for crates and shelves and stuff to store vinyl records, because you're looking up for vinyl storage. Like if you went walking around the Container Store, I don't know if you got a Container Store where you live, but you could find a bunch of different things to use those containers for within your own workspace. It could be made for the kitchen, but it'll work to hold your vinyl, or maybe it'll work to hold size labels. That's where I found my hat boxes. The ones that are made for shoes, I put hats inside of them. Nowhere on the display does it say this is a hat box. It says it's a shoe box, but I know that my hat fits inside that shoe box. So that's why I use those, especially if you're looking for a drop front box, especially a clear drop front box. If you're out vending, that's the easiest thing. You just load those little boxes up with hats, bring them out to the show, and then that way you could be vending quick. You know where everything's at. You could see through the doors. But once again, that's not called a hat box. box. If you just looked up hat storage or hat box, you're not gonna find that. You're gonna find stuff that's made for like fedoras and big like Kentucky Derby style hats. And then if you look up like baseball hats or fitted hats, you're gonna find those ones where it's like a clear bag that you could stuff a bunch of hats in, or maybe it's made for travel. Think outside the box, no pun intended. But what I use to put my hats in is made for shoes. That's a shoe box. You gotta be able to walk around whatever store you're in and look at things and say, hey, look, that'll work for me. I bet you I could use that for this. There's a lot of people that were like, oh man, like the tweezers and the picks that you use, where'd you get those from? And I use the Cricut ones because I got them on sale. But if you just went on Amazon and you looked up dental tools, the dental tweezers, the dental picks, that stuff is dumb cheap. You could use that for vinyl, but then if you looked up vinyl pick or vinyl tweezers, you're gonna get the branded ones that are made by Cricut and by all these other companies, and it's gonna come with a higher markup. But if it's the same tool, the dental pick is exactly like a vinyl pick, same exact thing. It's gonna be weeding up vinyl, both of them work. I hope you guys understand when you guys watch my videos, I'm really pushing for everybody to be a free thinker. A lot of people depend on people like myself and other content creators to think for them, and then they just follow suit. That's probably the worst way to run your business. You have to be a free thinker for this business. Think for yourself. This is your business. It's not mine. This is your business. I'm thinking about stuff that works for me and my business. A lot of you guys are gonna see this table and then you're gonna go look at it. And maybe the price is gonna throw you off, the size is gonna throw you off, the shipping's gonna throw you off. And you're gonna figure out, oh, you know what? This might not be for me. Does that mean it's a bad option? No. That's what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. The quicker you guys understand that, the better off you'll be. You have to be a free thinker in this business. Think for yourself. What makes sense to you? What benefits your business? All I'm doing is showing you guys what works for me. These tables, they work for me. The tables I used to use, those work for me also. Those were from Home Depot too, and that was just the workbench. And that one, there was no assembly required, man. The legs folded up and that little shelf on the bottom was the brace. That was it. I don't even know if they make those anymore, but that one was a cool one too. And I had that one for like 9 or 10 years holding up my heat presses. So remember, when you're out here looking for stuff for your shop, whether it's shelves, whether it's totes and bins to hold your blank t-shirts, work tables, think outside the box. Be a free thinker. Go to IKEA and look at something that's made for the closet. Maybe you could use that in your workspace. Maybe you don't have a lot of space to work with in your bedroom, wherever you're working at, but maybe you could find something that slides up under the bed. Store your vinyl that way, store your blank t-shirts that way. There's so many different options out there, man. The thing that holds my little size labels is made for fishing supplies. It's like a little tackle box type of thing. And I seen a little girl that was using that same box to store beads because she was making little beaded bracelets and necklaces. And I seen that it was adjustable. So, oh damn, that'll be perfect to put little size labels in. Easy call. It's made for fishing, but it's also works for people making beaded necklaces and putting size labels in. All of that stuff can be found Amazon, Target, Walmart, all these places, man. Think outside the box, all right? I encourage everybody out there to be a free thinker when it comes to this business. And I'll tell you like this, if you can't think for yourself, how do you expect yourself to be your own boss? Because you're always gonna be looking to somebody else to do the thinking for you. At that point, you're just an employee, all right? If you got any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.